Now we're in the wheel world. The wheel world is where we talk about roller skating. And today we're going to talk about wide trucks. Wide truck hype.
Honk, honk. That kind of wide truck?
I mean, if you want, we
double
could.
wide?
A double wide. We could talk
Caution
about
wide truck?
No, we're talking about like when you have a roller skate, there are trucks on your roller skate, and the trucks are attached to the plates, and the trucks are what your wheels are attached to. And so there are narrow or like standard trucks, and then there are wide trucks.
Yeah, like we're talking about the hanger part specifically. Right now there's not too many that are meant for roller skates, like for every roller skate. Like there's a sure grip one, but it's super fucking tall, so if you want to like skate like you're in platforms, that could work for you. A lot of people like to be more agile and lower to the ground, and for that, like a lot of times the plates will be a little heavy, or like the penny trucks you can't really find at the moment because they discontinued them. So like I've seen them on eBay or they're like resell,
but they're like super expensive.
Yeah,
like super expensive. I looked into them. I was looking into them for a while, and I was like, why are these all so much money?
Yeah, and then it's just like there's the Ridge ones, but I've heard mixed things about them. And the thing is, like, Ridge is also like for skateboards, pennies from a skateboard. Then you have the disco trucks, but then there's like a lot of mixed reviews on those. I've heard too many positive ones, so like we don't know her, we don't talk about her. Then there's the Moxie What trucks, which like is hard to come by right now, but coming back soon. And like I have those right now on my lollies, but I don't have them on a park setup yet.
I have mine. I have What trucks on a park setup, and I freaking love them.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
She put them on her skates and then use them forever.
I was so scared. I don't know why I was so scared, but I was. I thought I would fall over.
Why do you like them now?
So the reason why I like them now is I feel like they ground me a bit, but then also they allow me to like jump higher and be more aggressive while I'm skating because landing is easier. Mm-hmm. I also like that they're allowing me to try, not that you can totally grind and like go on ledges and like do all that kind of stuff with narrow trucks, but I've always been nervous of that, and I know that wide trucks makes it easier. So now that I have wide trucks, I feel confident enough to try those things, and I've been really enjoying trying those things, even though they're very scary to me and I still totally suck at them, but it's cool. So yeah, I really like that.
Well, something this is not my obsession for the week because I don't have one of those, but it's going to be my obsession, I guess, but I have to squeeze it in here, has been like watching these skaters that have shredded and been like, fuck wide trucks, like for so long that like our narrow rider dies, and then like they see their friend with wide trucks and then they're like, fuck, they leveled up, or like then they try their skates on and then like immediately you see them with it. It's been happening like in the last week. I've seen 3 people turn to wide trucks, and it's like insane. I'm just like, it's like, I think we hate on things because we're like, well, we don't see them or we haven't tried them yet. And then we try it, we're like, damn it, these are actually cool. I used to always be like, ew, wide trucks, that looks so stupid. Also, you're going to trip yourself. Like, why would you do that? So I was like, no, I'll never have those. And then I started like just seeing them. I'm like, maybe I need to try them. I don't know. See how they feel. And like first time I put them on my feet, I remember like just standing there and being like, I feel like I'm in shoes. Like, what? It's so sturdy.
I definitely was anti-wide trucks at first too, for no reason. Like there was there was no legitimate reason for me to be anti-wide trucks. And the only reason I can think of, which is so not even valid at all whatsoever, was that I was like, why would you make it easier for you to do these tricks? Like you should be able to do them. Like what? Like what is that even thought process? Stupid.
No, I think it's like the clout thing, because it's like super cool to be like, I can do all these grinds and I'm on narrow trucks. It's like, damn, that's badass. But like, also because you can do all those things on narrow trucks and you're working harder because you're in narrow trucks, when you put the wide ones on, you're gonna fucking full send.
Yeah. Like, I don't know why I would be like against leveling up, but yeah. So, anyways, old Rebel, no. New Rebel, yes. So we love the wide trucks. I love them.
Now you just need to get your kingpins shaved down.
I definitely need to get my kingpins shaved down because I've been trying things on rails and I keep screeching to a halt by my low hanging kingpins. But like, so wide trucks aren't technically made for roller skates. And so you kind of have to like adjust some shit on your skates and you're like DIYing, which is part of the roller skate experience, but you also can like fuck up your skate or fuck up the trucks or.
Well, yeah, a lot of time the pivot arm will like pop out or it'll be like, you'll be like, oh, that's a little wobbly. And you just slam your foot down and it goes back in. And that's just because the shape of the pivot arm of a lot of these is going to be different because for it to be able to fit within the pivot cup that goes into your truck, the shape really matters. So the length tends to be shorter for the skateboard, or it'll be flat on the top. It's just a different angle because it's going into a different part. Because when you buy these skateboard trucks, because it's a whole truck, it has the hanger attached to a piece of metal, which gets screwed into the board. So now we're popping off that piece of metal, which made it a truck, and now it's just a hanger. And then we're like, yeah, let's just shove this random shaped thing into this plate that's for something different. And that's hella sketch, but it works.
Yeah.
But that's why it's so hard to have like these hangers that fit in every freaking plate. Because people are just thinking, oh, it's just a truck. And it's like, no, it's a hanger. And the hanger has the arm and the pivot arm. The pivot arm is what's important. That's why I can't necessarily just take I can't take a hanger from like a Reactor Neo and stick it into a Reactor Pro because it has a different type of pivot arm.
Yeah, this is very important information that I did not know when I first was trying wide trucks. And I was like, I just don't understand. And I felt very overwhelmed by like all of this knowledge.
Which is also why you see way more people with like the not the sugar grip, the the sunlight plates. It's because it's like easier for like some of the trucks to just go into a sunlight plate than it is for the reactor plates. And unfortunately, a lot of us park skaters have reactor plates.
Yeah.
And now I know why, because I was like hearing that on the East Coast that a lot of people are like, oh, Team Avanti, like they hate the reactor plates. But out here, almost everyone rides reactor plates. And then we're like, oh, now we have these white trucks, but they're not fitting. None of the white trucks fit in the reactor. So then you have to switch to something. So then people are switching to Avanti for a lot of them. And then a lot of them are like, oh, the sunlight fits them. So it's like you have to end up changing your whole setup just because like of your trucks.
Yeah, literally. Okay, my whole setup for park skating changed recently. I went from having narrow trucks, the Neo Reactor plate, and the CIB slide blocks to I switched to the sunlight plate, the wide trucks, and then I got a Bigfoot slide block. And I was like, well, this is an entirely different skate now, so I guess we'll just see. And I was even like, I don't even know what parts I like or don't like because I can't narrow down what is making it feel how.
Do your skates feel lighter or no?
No, they don't feel lighter.
That makes sense because you still have a block.
Yeah, and the block is like big, but I love it. So I really like my new skate setup. The only thing that is kind of like hard to get used to is that it's definitely higher. It's taller than it was before because the sunlight is like a tad bit taller, I think. Or at least that's my perception. I have no idea if it's actually taller or not than the reactor. Do you know if it is or not?
I don't know. I haven't thought about that.
I think it is because... But then again, I don't know, because I switched my reactor onto my like lollies, and I was skating in those the other day, and I was like, what is happening? This is so weird. These are not the plates that I usually have on these skates at all whatsoever.
Yeah, I feel like I would recommend wide trucks for even people that are like, my balance is really bad and I want to be more sturdy. I know someone that's a large guy. He's a fat fella and he's really tall, and he got the wide trucks just for like going down the street, like just skating in the neighborhood, because he feels more sturdy on him. And I think that's another thing that could be valid for people, is like, you don't necessarily need them for park skating. It could help you if you're just like, that balance isn't there and I need extra security.
Yeah, it definitely provides extra security. That's for sure. I put them on and I was like, what? I'm just like, here. It's like, I don't feel like I'm going to banana out at all. But definitely not good for dance skating.
Nope.
So if you're a person who likes dance skating, do not get wide trucks. It is a terrible idea. If you're even considering dance skating, do not get wide trucks. And I would be wary when it comes to trail skating, because it is whereas it does give you that like stability, it is really easy to trip yourself.
Yeah.
So like when you're skating with your feet next to each other, or you're crossing over, anything like that, you just have to kind of like adjust to it and make sure that you're adapting your stride and like the way that you skate to the fact that you have wide trucks. Because I definitely, even on the ramp, like have already tripped myself. And it's like, because the skate just interlocks so easily. It's like they hook onto each other and you just can freaking
you just gotta get used to like
shit so
how
hard.
you have your feet.
Yeah.
Where you're at, that spatial awareness that
Spatial
you
awareness
suffer with.
That I do not have. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's my thought about wide trucks. Do you have any other thoughts about wide trucks?
I just can't wait for my new park skates to show up so I can throw on a sunlight plate and finally have my wide trucks on there and really experience the full like park setup version of it.
Love it. And those skates are going to be so cute. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, y'all are going to die.
Y'all are seriously going to die.
Well, that's all we have for the wheel world.
Yeah. But let us know what you want us to talk about in the wheel world, because we'll always take your opinions into consideration. And let us know if you have tried wide trucks and what you like or don't like about them.